Hello. I've been doing this off all day, and I also want to point out that I tried to start doing this 3 times last night because I promised myself I'd get it done, but the hour was getting later and later, and then every time I did something, I would accidentally press the wrong button, which I hope I'm not going to do here, and end the recording, and just all sorts of stuff. So what I'm doing right now today, what I've committed to doing today, which I promised myself I would do, is yesterday I got a pretty good haul of vegetables, and I got my weekly chicken that I use for chicken breast to make sandwiches, and I disarticulate the chicken and I remove the dark meat, and I use the dark meat to make chicken soup or something like that, and chicken salad and things like that. So I've got to do that, and then since I'm taking apart the carcass of the chicken, I'll have bones and fat and some meat left over. I want to get it into my Instant Pot, my pressure cooker, and at the very least make some broth out of that. And while I do, I'm going to get started on my vegetables. I've got organic asparagus from Trader Joe's. Got to use that. Some celery that always has to go in my soup. Some broccoli and cauliflower mix that needs to go in. Some carrots. I've got an artichoke, which I don't think actually can go in soup, but I haven't had one in like 20 years. Some cabbage, some Brussels sprouts, some green beans, and some more broccoli. So what I want to do is hopefully get the get the stock off the carcass and save whatever meat I can, also using leftovers of last week's chicken, and then at least make a chicken soup. And I have a ton of other cooking that I need to do, and like I gotta make some stuffed shells. I've got like a whole thing of ricotta in there that if I don't use, it's gonna go to waste, and I hate things going to waste. So anyway, let's fucking do this, right? And just so you know, you're asking yourself, hey Mark, why are you wearing a thick sweater in your own house? And I'll tell you the answer to that. The other day, I was making a great video. I thought I was rolling. I thought I was like hitting every mark. And I had to turn around and walk over to get something, and I noticed that my crack of my old saggy ass was showing. And like, it kind of ruined the whole video. Like, I'm not good at editing yet. I haven't really started, and you know, there's no way that I can make you guys unsee that. And like, it was bad enough that it was once. I thought I'd chop the recording and just make it shorter, but then I did it a second time. So I'm wearing this because I've done a check, and I can indefatigably tell you that at the very least, you won't be staring at the crack of my ass in this video. So there's that. That's a good firm basis to start from. Okay, so I'm gonna go wash my hands, put on some gloves, and we're gonna get moving. I'm always trying to figure out exactly how much I should film and how much I should like pause so that you guys don't have to watch me, because honestly, how long do you want to watch a guy you know, chop vegetables and stuff? Not long, right? So what I try and do, now that I'm not technically ready to get moving with stuff yet, is I try and put the thing on pause and then come back, and but I am getting, just like I told you I would be getting a camera so you could look at my hands and stuff while I'm doing stuff. I've got a tripod that lets you do that now, and yeah, and I'm gonna get some video editing software, so it's not gonna matter, but right now it does, especially as I'm playing around with YouTube and all that shit. I am trying to put this glove on the wrong way. It is the right way. The thumb's where the thumb should be, and that's important. Come on, you fucking toxic son of a bitch. Okay. Alright. Okay. That's on. See, like, how long do you need to see me? And you're not even really seeing me because I don't have the tripod in the right area. But you're not even really seeing my struggles putting on the gloves. So that's not very entertaining. And once I understand how to edit videos, I would just cut that out. But now that I'm sort of just working with these blocks of videos, I feel like if I want to use it on YouTube as a test, you shouldn't see me chopping very much and stuff like that. Okay, so the first thing I want to point out is I have the chicken from the remainder of chicken last week. I had a great chicken salad last night out of it. And then I've got this chicken that I need to disarticulate now. But I want you to look with me at what a fucking poor chicken they gave me. It looks like they physically, emotionally, and just abused it, both mentally and physically, and then starved its ass. Usually, when I get one of these, it's not a one-handed matter, and I'm usually getting about 4 pounds of good usable meat out of it. This does not look like it's gonna be, like, usually I get a pound out of each breast, and that is definitely not gonna happen here. So, you know, we'll just do it the best we can, but I don't think there's gonna be a great deal of bounty in this bad boy. Let me just go get my good boning knife. Come on, there you go. Got it. Alright. So, here we go. You guys are going to watch it. Now, this is a cold chicken. I usually prefer to take them apart while they're warm. But as I said yesterday, I was all ready to get going on this bad boy. And life happened and I ended up having to go to sleep. Okay. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to try and get the breast meat off this bitch. See, it's so much easier when the chicken is warm. I'm going to take this skin off, and it's going to go right into my pressure cooker for stock. All of the skin, and all of the fat, and everything I can find. I don't know what the fuck this is on the end of the wing tip, so I'm just going to get rid of that. Alright, let's see how bad I misspent today, because I want to see how much breast meat I'm going to get out of this sucker. Again, so much easier when the chicken's not chilled. Gee whiz. Okay. Yeah, I would say that's definitely not a pound of breast on this first one, for sure. I took across some of the wing meat as well. And I'm just going to take apart the second breast. I will do it if I have to, but I really don't want to have to go and buy more chicken breast or turkey breast, which is actually what I eat on my sandwiches, which is why usually doing this makes such good sense. Because I've got my sandwiches, and I've got my soup, and I've got my dark meat, then I got chicken salad, you know what I mean? Like, so much good stuff. Alright, so this is going to go in there. That's in there. I think that's got some of the string they used to tie it up with. No, okay. Alright. Chicken breasts, I'm guessing I got about a pound for both of them all together. Really not that great of a haul, but it is what it is. Alright, so I'm going to take the rest of the meat out here, and that should happen quite quickly. Dark meat. Good dark meat. Dark meat, dark meat. Here we go. There's a blob of fat. Excellent. Fat equals flavor. God, this bird is so small. Holy shit. Like, I'm usually taking 4 pounds of meat off each bird, and I don't think this whole bird weighs even 4 pounds. Wow, and the drumsticks are really, might be even a little overcooked from them. Usually it's quite easy to get the meat off of that. Yeah, usually the drumsticks and leg and thigh, it's another pound of stuff, right? This is just fucking pathetic is what it is. Okay. Sometimes I forget and I start putting meat that I want to save into the soup pot and then put all the fucking bones and skin here as opposed to where it should go. Okay, so there's that. Some good meat here on the thigh and leg. I think, though, I'm going to have to take out my big boy Instant Pot to make the actual soup. This will be good enough to make the stock. But I think for the soup itself, we want to use the big boy one because it's going to be much more than 3 quarts, which is what this one is size-wise. Alright, that's good. That's pretty much done. I don't want to really pick the thing all apart like that. That's what it's supposed to do while it's in the stock pot. But I want to get as much meat off of it for sandwiches and turkey salad as chicken salad as I can. Yep, that's about as good as it's going to get, unfortunately. Wish I had a better day's haul for you guys. Unfortunately, I don't. So this here is also good meat. Skin. Take some of that meat off. Yeah. That's pretty fucking depressing is what it is. But it is what it is, right? As my great-grandfather used to say, you can't count on your chickens being zesty all the time. Stop touching yourself all the time. Always touching with you. At least go into the bathroom. That's what he said to me. Alright. So I've gotten all the usable meat out of this I can. Like I said, very depressing. But we've got the bones and everything for a nice stock. And the only thing I'm going to do, aside from boiling, or, sorry, pressure cooking, whatever it is, it's kind of boiling, is I'm going to add some mirepoix, which I talk about often, into the... That's all meat I'm taking off with me. The mirepoix is what it sounds like you know what you're doing when you say it's all the aromatic vegetables. All that really means is it's a mixture of onions, celery, and carrots. And it's sort of the basic starting base that you use for all soups, broth-based, chicken-based things, even vegetable soup. So it's literally... what you want to do is you want a 2-to-1 ratio with onions having twice as much onions as there is for the carrots and the onion. And you cook it. In my case, normally I would sweat it. I'd have it in there and I'd do it until the onions and the celery started getting translucent and soft. However, since this is going to be going for quite a while, yeah, so really I need to put the phone on pause, but I'm a little afraid to touch it with my greasy hand. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put this on pause. You know what? This is a low action video anyway. You can hang with me while I chop up some onion, some carrot, and some celery stick. Yeah, I got these weird celery sticks because they were out of just like the flat old big celery sticks that you normally buy, and it's like 4 or 5 different compartments, and each of them have 4 celery hearts. I needed it, and it was the only thing that was available that day, so I bought it. I'm getting to the end of its usefulness, because honestly, it's a lot of packaging, and it's a bit of a pain in the ass, and it needs to get used. But normally I wouldn't buy. Even now, this is just barely passing. It'll be fine to go in as mirepoix. I certainly wouldn't be serving it in a chicken salad or anything. It's a little bit soft and juicy, but that's fine. It smells absolutely lovely. Okay. Gotta get this knife sharpened. I gotta have a dependable way to get all my knives sharpened. Just turn this one more time so you can see what I'm doing. Because it should be going through that like butter. Alright, so there is the celery. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get a bag, and I'm going to put away the chicken. Hang in with me for a second. Alright. Oh, I want to also use the rest of last week's meat to put in here as well. What I'm going to do after it's done, it's been going for like 20 or 30 minutes, which is a long fucking time in a pressure cooker, where normally, if you're not cooking raw meat, 8 minutes is a lot, you know, to get something soft, especially vegetables, and heated. But yeah, so what we're going to do is I'm going to take some of that dark meat that I harvested last week. So this is for sandwiches and chicken salad for this coming week. Good. The real excitement's going to be when I start to put together the actual soup, where I'm going to be putting in all these lovely vegetables that I got. And the truth is, you cut the mirepoix, the carrots and the celery and onions in a very small dice, and by the time you actually make soup with it, it's almost evaporated. Like, you can't really tell. It's become so well cooked that it's sort of formed into a beautiful vegetable medley jelly, and you know, you won't really taste it unless you do the method where you then, after you've done the mirepoix, you then separately put in big chunks of carrots and onions and potatoes and things, and those usually will survive the cooking process, so that you have some vegetables to bite down on, you know, while you're eating your soup. Okay, so that's a beautiful carrot. Unfortunately, these weigh so much, and I only got like 4 sticks out of the whole order. And I went shopping again yesterday, and I didn't think I'd need any, but I did. Alright, so we're going to use that one. Going to give it a quick peel. I'm going to let you guys rest, and we'll come back when I've got the stock ready.